Welcome to part 3 of our big Oxfordshire road trip. Now, along our journey, we have to park where we can, and we're trying to park for as cheaply as we can. So we have arrived in Wantage. It's part 3, stop 3 of our journey, and we've found that there's 1.5 hours free parking at Waitrose. So will that give us enough time to explore the town? Let's find out. Well, Paul, as we're parked at Waitrose, I think it's only fair that we buy something here. But I think we'd like a little something in return as well as the parking, wouldn't we? And what's that?
Coffee?
Yeah. So just a little tip and trick. If you are ever at Waitrose and you bring your own coffee cup with you, you can get a free cup of tea or coffee as long as you buy something. Even a banana counts. Wantage is a charming market town in the Vale of White Horse. It is perhaps best known as the birthplace of King Alfred the Great around 849 AD. A statue of the legendary king stands proudly in the market square, commemorating his legacy and the town's deep historical roots. Nestled at the foot of the Berkshire Downs, Wantage has long served as a rural hub with evidence of settlement dating back to Roman times. Historically, Wantage developed as a thriving market town, with its market charter granted in the 13th century. Today, the town still hosts regular markets and maintains a strong sense of community and tradition. Wantage is also home to a number of cultural and educational institutions, and it has strong literary associations, most notably with John Betjeman, the former poet laureate, who lived nearby and frequently referenced the area in his work. Well, this is an interesting place, Paul. Wildwood Kitchen, grills, pizza, pasta deli, and also a cinema, it would seem, because look, there's Wildwood Cinema in there as well.
That is interesting.
There is Tudor influence here in Wantage. The Bell Inn looks like a very nice little pub dating back to, well, goodness knows how many decades it's been here. So, Paul, we're in the market square here in Wantage. I was just saying that there's a bit of a Tudor influence in the town here. And I also mentioned the Bell Inn, which is quite a nice little looking pub. Now, we've been here before, haven't we? Yes, King Alfred the Great, of course, right behind us there. We've been here before because I can remember when we lived in Abingdon, we got the bus and it dropped us off just where the Wildwood Kitchen place is now. I don't think it was there back then.
The X1 or something.
Yeah. Well, the Wantage Motorist Centre has a Tudor background as well. And over here you've noticed the King Alfred's Head pub. So that's also taking in the theme of King Alfred, of course.
Very evident.
Yes. I've seen this now, Paul. Have you? I'm a Jehovah's Witness. The Church of Saints Peter and Paul in the parish of Wantage. We're now at the cloisters.
Look at this. This is like a sword and then 2 keys.
I think that's what they call the cross keys. Clean up on content. There's no litter on our show. Subscribe to It's Paul and Marcus on YouTube. The Bear Hotel, Paul?
I think it used to be called Arkell's or something.
Oh, Arkell's might be the brewery
Oh, right.
of
okay.
old. I think this has probably been the Bear Hotel for as long as it's been here. A very long time. You're looking at the bus timetable, Paul. Oh, into Oxford.
Oh, gosh.
Right. There, it does go through Albingdon, where we used to live. Yeah. And Redbridge Park and Ride, and then into the city centre.
This is where we used to be.
Stratton Way. Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Now, this is a much better map than the bus timetable. We've got a map of Wantage here. Can you point out where we might be, Paul?
In the middle somewhere?
Yeah, the marketplace just over here. So, some of the sites, you've got Betjeman Park, the parish church of St. Peter and Paul, where we were, the marketplace, where we are right now, and King Alfred, of course.
Commemorate the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II on June 2nd, 1953.
Well, we decided to hold off and get the coffee at the end
Yes.
of our tour around Wantage, so as we've got some energy to help us along the way to our hotel tonight, because we're now halfway through our road trip around Oxfordshire. And I hope that you enjoyed today's episode in Wantage.
And as a added thing that we are doing just now, we have memberships that will start at $1.99.
£1.99.
£1.
Oh, yes.
So we have memberships that will start at £1.99. This will give you access to our videos 1 week in advance.
Yeah, you'll get a whole drop of the next week's episodes all in one go on the Monday.
And then this will also include the emojis and also
Badges, if you're
badges.
making a comment.
Additional things that we're offering at the moment are super thanks.
That would really help us if you could make a contribution, because it does cost a lot to make these episodes, and most of the expenses coming down out of our own from our own pockets. We've only just started to monetize the channel through advertising, and there's very little money comes through that. But of course,
Any little contribution
every little
could help.
helps. Even a subscribe would do. Well, our grand road trip around Oxfordshire is not over yet. It's only halfway through, and we will be back next week with 3 more episodes. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.